Greetings, I'm Eddie G, DM Fumble, and this is Fumbling Around. I don't have any one topic I want to talk about today, so today's video is more of a grab bag of smaller items that you may have missed. First, as you can see, and hopefully hear, I've taken the first steps to upgrading my videos with this snazzy new microphone. When I was at Gen Con recently, I went to a panel of other YouTubers, and if you're watching this, I'm sure you're watching those folks as well, including Baron DeRop, Professor Dungeon Master, and some others. When asked about equipment, Baron DeRop said that people will put up with less than perfect video, but they will not put up with bad sound. I immediately realized I did this as well in my YouTube scrolling. I can't tell you how many videos I've clicked off of in the first 5 seconds because the sound was too muffled or scratchy or any one of 100 other issues. So right then and there, I plan to get a better microphone. The more I can grow this channel, the more impetus I have to upgrade further. So now is the perfect time to ask you to hit those like, subscribe, and notification buttons. 1, it helps the channel grow, and 2, you'll never miss out on new content from me. Also, if you can, share this link to a friend, or an enemy, I don't judge, that might be interested in this content. Okay, on with today's stories. First up, more Draconians. Yay! If you're a Dragonlance fan like you know I am, you know that one of the most unique aspects of the setting are the Draconian creatures. Now, I did a background and a review of the new and previously released pre-painted Draconian minis previously, and you can check out that link here. As I mentioned in that video, of the 5 Draconian subtypes, the Bozak had never been released as a pre-painted mini until the recent Draconian Warband collection. Luckily, in that collection we get 2 Bozaks, but at $45 for the entire warband, that's a lot of money to lay out if you want to build up your collection of Bozaks. Fizban's Treasury of Dragons recontextualized Draconians, so they could be used in different settings and based on different dragon eggs. Fizban's generic equivalent of a Bozak is a Draconian Mage. The Fizban's mini line had a Draconian Mage, but that one was based on a green dragon egg, so it doesn't have that bronze skin tone we expect from the Bozaks. Now comes the good news. If you don't mind painting minis, WizKids has announced that they're releasing a 2-pack of unpainted Draconians based on the Fizban designs for Draconian Soldier and Mage. And I believe they're going to be released sometime in November. There are 2 benefits that I see to this. Since these Draconians are unpainted, you can paint the Soldier to look like the Baz Draconian and the Mage to look like the Bozak, instead of what the pre-painted versions looked like. The second benefit is that you now get a Baz and Bozak mini in a different pose from any previously released versions. Note, WizKids previously did this with the Draconian Dreadnought, which is just the generic name for a Civac Draconian. So that's another option to build up your Draconian minis collections. Next up, AI art in WotC products. Oh my! I'm sure you've already heard this story. It came out around Gen Con, but there is an element to it that I haven't seen covered, so I want to touch on it here. If you haven't heard the story, short version is that just after the early release of Big B's Presents Glory of the Giants, eagle-eyed readers noticed at least one piece of art that looked a little wonky. It was in fact discovered to have been at least partially created with AI tools. Additionally, it was later determined that another piece of art by that same artist bore a very close resemblance to a preliminary sketch submitted by a different artist. WotC quickly put out a statement that AI generation was involved in this artist's work, but it was done without the knowledge or direction of WotC. Additionally, future WotC artist guidelines would include the statement that AI tools are not to be used in the creation of art for their products. Here's my points. 1, I'm not a WotC fanboy, but I don't think they're to blame for this issue. We do need to hold them accountable when they are at fault, and I'm looking at you, OGL debacle, but they are not always to blame, and I think this is one of those times. Secondly, people are so concerned about muggles using AI tools and taking jobs away from real artists. But what we're seeing here is one of the real, under-the-radar issues that I see with AI tools. It takes artists time and effort to plan out their pieces. For example, you can go on Twitter and see the behind-the-scenes photo references that Larry Elmo used for many of his classic Dragonlance paintings. Likewise, artists will often post their preliminary sketches that led to their final product. One of the unaddressed issues I see is artists using AI to shortcut that foundational work. Today, many of the AI tools out there allow you to train the AI on your own image sets. It would take no effort for an artist to train an AI tool on nearly every image associated with a WotC publication and use that new data set to generate preliminary images, thereby increasing its likelihood of being accepted for use in a WotC book. Then you take that image into Photoshop and you digitally sketch over it. You correct the 6 fingers or whatever other weird wonky things that might appear because of the AI algorithms. And then you have a preliminary sketch in no time. 1, you develop your work faster because AI is doing the first draft for you. And 2, you save on costs because you're not paying for models as photo reference or other related groundwork expenses. This 1-2 allows you to turn out work faster and with a greater profit margin. Am I the only one who sees this as a potential issue? If you have feelings, please leave a message in the comments below and let me know what you think on this topic. Last up, I want to give you an update on my Medallions of Faith project. As you may recall from a previous video, linked here, I've been working on creating 3D FDM printable Medallions of Faith for all of the Dragonlance gods that have clerics. Previously, I did the gods of good, and now I'm here to say that my Thingiverse account, see the link in the show notes below, is updated with medallions for the neutral gods. But wait, there's more. As I just started running the Shadow of the Dragon Queen campaign, I've added a bonus item to the 3D files. In Dragon Queen, there is an option for the players to become part of the Calaman militia, and as such they're given badges bearing the city crest. To that end, I've created 2 Calaman badges, one with a loophole for a chain, like the Medallions of Faith, and one without. You may have noticed that I don't have a Patreon or a tip jar, but if you want to support the work that I'm doing here, or through my 3D projects, I ask that you consider going over to my DM's Guild page. Again, link in the show notes below. And consider picking up one of the many D&D products I have there. I have a few adventures, as well as some player backgrounds, and even some pay-as-you-want products that you can choose from. Any little bit helps to support me and this channel. Thank you for your support. Cheers. Until next time.